Welcome, everyone, to episode 435 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
I'm Eric.
Corey.
No Will just yet. He's going to join us later. Our topic today is going to be Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which I know Eric and Corey both played at least a fair amount of, right, guys?
Yeah.
So that's going to be our main topic. I know later on we'll be teasing the Master Chief Collection Halo Reach, which I played on PC, and I believe Will played on PC for a little bit. Did either you guys play any Halo Reach?
Nah.
Okay. Because it's also now an Xbox Master Chief Collection too, I believe. But it's the first one that finally made its way to PC, so I'll talk about that later on in the episode. We're also going to be covering the Game Awards nominees during the episode. So,
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's a couple teasers. You guys have anything you want to tease for later on in the episode?
I don't think so. I played a couple physics-based Switch games that I can't remember the names of, but I'll look up and I can briefly chat about them.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it.
Nice.
All I played is Fallen Order.
Fallen Order. Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about Fallen Order. So I was worried about the game because it was one of those types of situations where I don't trust EA. Review scores didn't come out until I think it was a fair amount after the game was actually available to players, by a couple of hours even. So it was one of those games that I was worried about, but it turns out that was mostly unfounded. Let's talk about Fallen Order, guys. What do you think?
Just quickly, Dan, to finish your thought there. My theory is that they predicted the game would not review very well.
Okay.
And I have a couple of reasons why I think that.
Yeah, let's talk about that
first. A little bit later. But okay. Well, I guess my overarching thought about the game, I really like the game. But I think if you take the Star Wars away from it,
I was wondering
then
that.
It's just not a very good game.
Okay.
And that's why I think so when they do when they release big games like this, a lot of times they put it through focus testing, and there's that one company, I forget, like Hitmaker or something like that actually analyzes the games and does a rough estimate of what they think your ultimate review score will be, your Metascore, Metacritic, whatever. Yeah, so that's what I think happened is the people looked at that game in a vacuum without understanding the thirst for a good Star Wars game and just assumed it would
or
not,
even
not
a decent Star Wars game, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But that's my overarching thought.
Yeah. What do you think, Eric? Think that's a fair assessment?
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that actually, but now that Corey says that does make a lot of sense.
So if it were a completely new IP and there wasn't the flashy Jedi stuff or the Star Wars tie-ins, do you think it would be average?
No,
more
definitely
average?
not. And I think that has a lot to do with I don't know if I want to say the things that they stole, like obviously stole from other games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I don't necessarily have a problem with, but I think that it being Star Wars makes that a little more acceptable, I guess.
Okay.
Whereas if it were like, some new game, it would probably just be thrown in the copycat category.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
But because there finally is a decent Star Wars game, it's kind of easier to overlook.
Okay.
And the Star Wars Flash is all there. I mean, you get lightsabers, you get AT-ATs, you get droids, you get I forget the name, the shock trooper. I mean, every Star Wars trope is in there. But Eric alluded to the borrowing from other games, as they like to say, and there's definitely elements of it's Souls-like, and I'm not just saying that because I can't think of a better way to put it. It is that the way you traverse through levels, the way you unlock shortcuts, the way you rest and recover, and then the enemies respawn. The Estus, it's not the Estus flask, it's the stims in this game.
Okay.
All of that stuff is straight out of Dark Souls, except they left out fast travel, which is mind-blowing.
It's fucking annoying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I remember you guys talking about that briefly in one of the chats you were having about the game, how retracing your steps can be frustrating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, other than Dark Souls, the other games they clearly borrowed from would be the new Tomb Raider games, with the traversal of levels. When I picked up the game from GameStop, the guy said Uncharted. But I didn't play a ton of Uncharted, so I don't know if there's any truth to that.
Yeah, I think so. I think a little bit, but I definitely noticed the Tomb Raider and the Dark Souls are the two really obvious things.
Yeah.
All right. So real quick, because I haven't watched anything about this game or anyone. Usually, I'll watch someone play it on Twitch or watch a YouTube video so I can get a good sense of what you even do in the game. But I didn't for this one. So give us a little sense of what you do, what the mission is. Maybe some combat stuff. I don't know. Give us a sense of what this game is about.
So,
or give me a sense, I should say.
It's set, I believe, shortly after Order 66 is enacted, which is the order that basically means all the Jedis need to be killed. And I've been like really focused on Star Wars lore lately, and I'm still having a hard time keeping everything straight. But the character you play is a Jedi, an orphaned Jedi, I believe, who had a master, ended up on a mining planet, hiding out after Order 66 was enacted, and ends up escaping. That's at the very beginning of the game. And then the mission is to uncover a vault that has... Eric, feel free to stop me if I have any of this wrong.
Corey, I wouldn't have even gotten this far.
Uncover a vault that has information on all the other younglings in the universe, Force-sensitive people, so they can start to rebuild the Jedi Order.
Oh, so okay, so and also probably to prevent it from getting into the wrong hands.
Yes.
So those people can be tracked down and killed.
Yes. Now, I got to throw this caveat in there because I could have screwed this up, and the reason being is that not only am I playing Fallen Order right now, I'm also watching, and I know Eric is too, watching The Mandalorian. So I'm trying to keep those time periods separate. I'm also watching reading Tarkin, the book Tarkin, and watching Clone Wars for the first time.
Okay. So I'm also watching the old movies.
Yeah. So there's like 4 different time periods going on right now, so I'm having a really hard time of keeping everything straight.
Real quick, Corey, this is a brief aside. Is Tarkin from before Disney acquired Star Wars?
No.
Okay, because all that stuff is pretty much like wiped out. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Nope, this is new. Yeah, this is new canon. Yep.
Okay. I was just curious.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
no, I don't read any. I don't read anything from Legends, Dan.
Okay.
Waste of my time.
There's such good stuff in there, though.
I know, isn't that? It's such a bummer.
Yeah, but there was contradictions and stuff, and I know Disney wants to make sure the timeline's all seamless and all that stuff. So I get it, but
part of my enjoyment for something like this is like really understanding the universe, and if there's, like you said, contradicting details.
Yeah. Well, and Star Wars, like Game of Thrones, a lot of the most interesting stuff about it is not the stuff that happens in the official movies or TV show or what have you. It's the stuff that happened before, or the stuff that's going on in other areas. That's super interesting to me.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, back to Fallen Order.
Yeah, back to Fallen Order. The Jedi, the human actor is Lip, right? Is it Lip from Shameless?
Oh, I don't know.
One of the kids from Shameless. I don't remember if it's Lip. I don't know.
I don't
wow.
know that.
This is why when I used to do the podcast regularly, I would take notes so I wouldn't have these questions when I was chatting
all the time.
Yeah.
Will's usually the lookup guy. He looks stuff up when we're talking.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, that character is in the game, and I hope that he makes an appearance elsewhere in the Star Wars universe. I think that would be really cool to see him in the live action something.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Would be great.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's the setup for the game. From there, you're pretty much just traveling from planet to planet, you're retracing the steps of another Jedi who got further along in the research into this information than you have. So you're basically traveling from planet to planet and uncovering what he uncovered with his little holographic notes and stuff like that. I really like the companion characters that you travel with. I couldn't tell you their species. I think the one is human. The woman,
think so.
Who she was a former Jedi. And then the other guy's just the pilot, but he's just like a little squat like
Yeah.
almost looks like a gnome or something. I don't know what race that is in the Star Wars universe. But I like that he keeps his ship really neat and is very particular, and it's like a very fancy ship. It's cool. It does a good job of capturing what Star Wars does well, and that's, you know, fun characters and fun set pieces.
Yeah, that's what I loved about Rogue One. Rogue
Yeah.
One was the ultimate like band of misfits.
Yep.
And yeah, like you said, the set pieces too. I loved Rogue One. I actually rewatched Rogue One not that long ago because it's so good. Once Disney Plus launched, that's the first thing I watched.
Yeah.
Again.
Also in the chat, they're talking about BD1, the sidekick, which is an awesome sidekick. It's this little itty bitty droid that does a tiny little tap dance and beeps at you, and I don't know. It's
I
a
love
nice
BD1.
It's a nice touch.
Yeah, he's definitely one of my favorite characters or sidekicks that I've had in a video game, which is weird because he doesn't really say anything, but he's just a cute little guy.
Yeah. Well,
Helpful.
I mean, to the Mandalorian, everybody loves Tiny Yoda, right? So like,
Well, yeah, but
Tiny Yoda doesn't talk.
that's got a whole backstory.
Yeah, that's true.
BD1 doesn't have jack shit.
No. The way they do like progression, I think, is pretty weak. I don't like the upgrades are not interesting, and it's pretty linear in that respect. You're not doing much customization at all.
So you're not like unlocking from a tree of cool powers. You just
No.
You are unlocking a tree, but not a cool tree.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like
plus
oh,
one
you
to strength.
Not quite. It's like you can do an over-the-head power attack, and then the one after that is you can do an overhead power attack twice in a row.
Or
Like,
from further away.
Yeah, it's just not creative at all, and doesn't really make that much of a difference in combat.
It's like using your force skills for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
And, you know, a bigger health bar.
Yeah.
It's all pretty basic stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And I don't know if this was your experience, Eric, but I pretty much, like, before I unlocked another set of things I could unlock, I had pretty much already unlocked all of the first set of things I could unlock. So it's like, if I'm going to get them all anyway, why are you even letting me pick? Like, just, I don't know, just upgrade me at that point.
Yeah, I don't think I had them all, but I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. I read a tip before I played that if you want the best experience for this game, play it on hard, which is advice I usually ignore just because I want to get through games quickly. But I did find myself in some games really not liking them because they were too easy.
Yeah.
Dragon Quest XI was one of the first ones where I really experienced that, where I'm like, man, this game would be a lot more enjoyable if it was a little bit more difficult. So from the get-go, I did set it on hard, and I do think that was the right choice because it's not that hard. Although I do get frustrated sometimes. It's not that hard. It's still a challenge, and I still have to think about what I'm doing rather than just rushing in and spamming lightsaber and then moving on. It's a little more.
So I did that too, and I switched it down to the easiest because I got time for that shit.
Yeah, you were stuck on that frog, right?
Oh man.
Which I just ran right past, grabbed the item, and left. I didn't even try.
I didn't even think about doing that, but the frog kept killing me, and I was getting so pissed.
Yeah.
And I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna put this on easy, and you know what? I'm a Jedi anyway. I should be kicking some ass.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
So, real quick, about how long have each of you guys played?
I've put a good chunk into it, probably
at least 10 hours, I'd say, for me.
Okay.
I think I've got I would say close to 20 for me.
You gotta be close to beating it then.
Yeah, I am. Do we know how long it is? I can look
it's
it up.
It's a little over 20 for like the combined.
Yeah.
Like 23 hours, I think.
I think I've been to every planet, but one of the planets I went to Dathomir too early.
I haven't been there yet.
Common Dark Souls mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You went there and got your ass handed to you.
Speaking of that frog, though, Eric, I did like how they would drop little mini bosses throughout the map that were kind of optional, like Dark Souls. I thought that was a good touch.
So main story is 15 and a half, main and extras is 20 and a half, completionist is 30 and a half.
There you go.
Yeah, you gotta be pretty close.
Although I am kind of, not really, but kind of doing the completionist thing. If I see there's an area I haven't been to and I can go to it, I'll go to it. Same said for like items. I do like the secret areas. I think they're really well hidden, really clever. You have to be clever in your traversal in order to find them, which is something I really appreciate.
Like Tomb Raider, kind of.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
If you take your time, then you're a lot more likely to spot those things too, which is kind of rewarding. If you and is nice touch to the game too, because then it gives you more time to absorb your surroundings rather than just beelining it towards the objective. And they're also worthwhile if you care about cosmetics.
In the chat, Idaho Jake was mentioning that he likes how you can customize your ship and BD1 and your lightsaber and your clothes.
Yes.
And that's what Corey was just about to get into, so that's why I bring it up.
Yep. The secret areas and even just the items scattered throughout the world are all, I think they're only cosmetic. I don't know if the lightsaber changes have any effect.
I don't think so.
I haven't noticed it, but I could be wrong about that. But it is, you can customize all that stuff, which gives it that personal feel. But I still wish the customization was more in the character development rather than, the appearance of the character. I don't really care about that stuff so much. But
I did like it a little bit. I think I probably like it a little more than you do. Making BD1 a different color and
so I did mess with it, but I'm like, it makes, whenever I changed his color, it was harder to see him than the white color, the base color that he comes with. And the only reason why I felt that was important was because every now and again he'll jump off your back and wait to scan something that I've missed before. So I wanted it to always be apparent when he was waiting for me to scan something.
I found one that's pretty bright.
Oh, okay. Maybe I haven't found that one. I'll have to look and see. But those are just what I'm talking about there, Dan, and for the listeners there's like little areas throughout the worlds that you can use BD1 to scan, and then you get a little drip of lore, just to encourage exploration of those kinds of things.
Nice. Okay.
I don't know what else to say. There's some cameos.
We haven't talked about the combat at all.
Oh, that's true. Hit it.
Yeah. So the combat is similar to Dark Souls. It's a lot of, especially when you get to the mini bosses, it's a lot of like learning their patterns and what their attacks are and dodging and attacking at the right moments and parrying attacks at the right moments. Just your regular like stormtrooper guys, not quite as much because that's kind of just deflecting bullets back at them or laser, whatever you call it. But yeah, the combat's pretty fun. There's a lot of combos that you can do. I don't say a lot of combos. There are combos that you can do. Some of the finishing attacks are pretty cool to watch, although there's not too awful many of them. But it feels pretty good when you're able to parry an attack and finish somebody off really quickly. But yeah, I think it's pretty satisfying, and using the force to break up a heavy attack from an enemy. And just timing things right. It's a rewarding combat.
Okay. What, Corey? Corey, you're muted.
I forgot. Sorry.
That's
Sekiro?
Like Sekiro?
With the parries?
Yeah.
Is it that... Oh, Corey, one thing I wanted to ask... I lost my train of thought there. But Corey, I wanted to ask you, is there any... Eric, too, I think. Xbox One X, is it enhanced for that at all?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. HDR, 4K, I believe. I haven't played on our 4K TV yet, but I think I read that somewhere.
And
I will say I don't feel like it looks all that great.
What are you playing on? You're playing on Xbox, right?
Yeah. I don't think
Maybe
it
I'm
looks
wrong.
great.
Xbox
I mean,
One
it
X?
might be. I don't know. I feel like one of my complaints for the game is that most of you're in these tombs a lot and down like caverns and stuff, and it all looks the same to me, and it feels very same. I don't know. I don't think that there's like enough variety in some of the environments that you're in a lot of the times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Leading up to the tombs where you're spending a lot of time in, there's some variety, but once you're in the tombs and you're spending all that time, like, going through these mine shafts and unlocking all these shortcuts and stuff, all of those areas kind of look the same to me, and I wish there was a little more variety there.
I agree. I totally agree. Even planet to planet, like it's not all. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think of like all the places Dark Souls took me, and it doesn't even come close to scratching that surface.
No. It does. There's not a lot of stuff, like you said, even on the different planets. It doesn't differentiate itself much in the different areas. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It could have been a lot better, but
Okay. 60 frames on console?
It must be.
Okay.
I've had some stutters.
So yeah, it is 4K HDR on Xbox. I don't see frame rate though.
Okay. That's always my concern.
Oh wait, maybe I'm wrong.
I have definitely had some stutters, and I don't usually notice that stuff.
Okay.
I don't know. I shouldn't say anything because I'm probably wrong about this now that I was looking at PC. It's 4K HDR on PC.
Well, yeah. All right, I'll look it up.
HDR Xbox One X enhanced. Yes.
Okay.
It does. Like I said, it's not a bad looking game. I wasn't blown away by it.
Yeah, I mean it's crisp. It's photorealistic, but I think what it's missing is like flair.
Yeah. There's no flair to it. It's nothing like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a different game that I looked at and was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I think there was one that I had played fairly recently before Star Wars, and I can't remember. I remember on the podcast talking about how I thought it looked really good. Maybe it was Borderlands. I don't know.
Red Dead?
I don't know. Certainly not bad though.
So it says they were targeting 60 frames. I'm not seeing any on the Xbox One X and PS4 Pro. They were targeting 60 frames. So that might be where the dips that you're talking about come from, Eric.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not a constant 60 frames. Okay. Any other thoughts? Star Wars worth $60?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
But only if you're a Star Wars fan.
Okay.
I'd agree with that. Strip away everything Star Wars, and would you play that Dark Souls game, Eric?
It would be the worst Dark Souls game.
By far.
It would be the worst Dark Souls and the worst Tomb Raider.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Oh man, if that was just a Tomb Raider game, I would probably revolt. I would ask for my money back.
Okay.
Tomb Raider.
What's that?
It's a steamy turd of a Tomb Raider.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. No, it's a good game though. It's just it does. In order for it to be a great game, you have to appreciate the Star Wars side of it.
Okay. So it does enough. It does enough to be the best Star Wars game in quite a while, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm certainly not mad that I purchased it.
Okay.
I'm having a good time with it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Although I'll probably trade mine in soon.
When you're done with it.
Yeah.
Can't trade my digital one in. Well, Will and I split it, so.
Right. You price probably works out to be about the same.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
I don't think so, because like Corey's saying, it's not like an incredibly deep game or anything, so there's not really a ton to dig into there.
Yeah, and you don't want to spoil everything for people that haven't played it, so.
Yeah, and that's the stuff that would be fun to talk about is some of the like
story.
cameos and story elements and.
Yeah.
With it being Star Wars, that's the interesting part of it. So.
I will say that it has gotten me like balls deep into Star Wars, so.
Okay.
Good timing, right? With the Mandalorian.
Corey was briefing on you. Well, and that's the other thing. I was actually thinking about this today. I think the timing of coming out around the same time and the Mandalorian being released, and like I think it just it was really good timing for this game, and I think it probably maybe some of those reviews because people are really into Star Wars right now, and
yeah, and the movie coming out.
Yeah.
Which apparently the leaks are saying it's god awful.
Oh no!
You know how Star Wars fans are.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But god awful.
Yeah.
That's strong.
That is strong.
They said it's well, this won't ring with you, Dan, but they said it's Game of Thrones season 8 all over again.
How dare they? How effing
Well,
dare they?
we didn't mind season 8,
No,
so
we didn't. We didn't.
I hated
So
it.
so it's flashy, right? That'll be the complaint. Flashy and lack substance.
I don't even know if it's flashy.
not really flashy.
No, it's the new Star Wars movie.
It's just
Oh.
the movie.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. That's
Maybe.
what's gonna
I forgot
happen.
what-
Because that was the
This
biggest
is how my
complaint.
brain works. I'm
No.
just like, aren't we talking about the game?
Yeah,
No,
I was right there with you, Corey. I was thinking to myself, didn't we actually say it's not flashy?
Yeah.
you guys are silly. All right. Any nibble bits? Anyone? I think I got a couple things.
I can look something up while you're chatting if you want.
Sorry, just a disclaimer here. My connection for my headset is really bad, so like if I move it, my mic unplugs momentarily. So
Okay.
just bear with me.
Yeah, you were crackling a little bit before.
Was that? Yeah, I really should get a new one.
Yeah, but that's also like $70 you don't want to spend, you know?
No, I really don't.
Because I'm kind of in the same boat.
Yeah.
All right. I'm calling up her Twitter. I'm also going to cover the Game Awards announcements. Those are obviously next Thursday. One thing I did want to talk about while I'm calling this stuff up is do you guys want to talk about Game of the Decade stuff for next week's episode?
Game of the decade.
Yeah, since the teens are almost done with. Because everyone's kind of doing that sort of thing right now.
Yeah, that should work for me, I think.
Yeah, it should. How do you want to do it? Do you want to just everybody come with like 5 games and then we just decide from there?
Yeah, we can each pick one individually and then try to come to some consensus as a whole.
Oh man, we're just each picking one.
Well, or a couple. If you want to do like a top 5, and then maybe we'll try to come to a consensus for the podcast and what the podcast's Game of the Decade would be.
All right.
And then we're gonna do. I wanted to say too, we're gonna do our thummies the week after that, so it'll be the week of the 19th. Next week's episode, I'd like to not do on Thursday because the Game Awards are, of course, on freaking Thursday again. I hate that they're on Thursday. But we'll talk about that off air another time. When we want to do next week's episode, because we gotta factor in Will's schedule and your guys' schedule and all that stuff. So. Let's see. Xbox boss Phil Spencer says Control is coming to Xbox Game Pass. You guys are familiar with Control, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah,
man.
I almost bought it.
Yep, I've almost bought it too, and I'm glad I know that it's coming to Game Pass. So
Game Pass must be doing really well for them.
yeah, it's got to be.
It's such a good service.
Well, and the games keep getting better, which says to me that they're able to prove the return on the investment that they're putting into Game Pass.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, so I have Xbox Live and then Xbox and PC Game Pass, so it's $15 a month. It's well worth it in my opinion. That's how I'm playing the Master Chief Collection, Halo Reach. So, all right, Game Awards nominees. I guess we could start at the top. The game. I probably won't do all these, just some of the more interesting ones. Game of the Year, obviously, Control is one of the nominees. Death Stranding is one of the nominees. Resident Evil 2 is one of the nominees. Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which is weird, and The Outer Worlds are nominated. I don't know what you guys think. I think that's kind of a weakish lineup of Game of the Year.
Let me.
contenders.
I'm just gonna pull this up on my computer so I can see it, because
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep asking you who it was
Yeah.
again.
That's
Just
why,
feels predictable.
That's why I need to have it in front of my face. Well, it's weird that Smash Brothers is on there, first of all, because that came out last year. So
Oh yeah, I saw it too. I hate how they do that.
I do too. There's a handful of games that come out too late for them to be
December's
considered.
the cutoff, right? December 1st?
I think so. I don't know when the exact date is, but it's probably December, because I believe Smash Brothers came out on the 5th or the 7th last year. Which I think the Game Awards were right after that or right before that. So that was
I
kind of weird.
guess my initial thought here is Death Stranding was not very well reviewed, right?
I think it was middling. I think it got like 8s with a couple outliers either way.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm actually weirdly intrigued by Death Stranding.
I,
I actually can't wait till it
I've
comes to PC.
I've read some things that I just thought to myself I would fucking
I
hate that.
think I absolutely agree. I think you would hate it, Eric, because most of what the game looked like to me was figuring out how to carry stuff on your guy's person from one place to another, and like
Ugh.
he would stumble.
Does it not
and-
just sound fucking awful?
I don't know. I'm weirdly intrigued by it. I don't know what it is. Yes, it does sound awful, but I'm also weirdly intrigued by it. I can't explain the draw.
Whatever.
There's just a draw. But,
I don't know.
but yeah, that's game of the year. Let's see here. Best narrative: A Plague Tale: Innocence. That's one I really want to try. Control, again. Death Stranding, again. Disco Elysium was one I really want to try, and then The Outer Worlds is on there. Let's see. Best ongoing game: Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Obviously, everyone knows what my choice for that would be.
Tom Clancy.
Tom Clancy, yeah. I'm up to almost 75 hours played in Fortnite already.
Are you really?
Yeah,
Wow.
Dang,
play just about every day.
you crazy.
I know, and I've only played it for probably since Chapter 2 started, which is like what, a month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah.
What do we want to go on here? So art direction, narrative.
What about indie?
Yeah, that's further down the list. Best score or music: Cadence of Hyrule, Death Stranding, Devil May Cry 5, Kingdom Hearts 3, Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Did Kingdom Hearts 3 show up for anything else on this?
I forgot about that.
Maybe best family game.
Ugh.
I forgot about it too. Best performance: Ashley Birch as Pavarti.
Yeah.
Yeah. Courtney Hope as Jesse Faden from Control. Laura Bailey as
Ugh.
Kate Diaz from Gears 5. Mads Mikkelsen as Cliff from Death Stranding. Matthew Peretta as Dr. Casper Darling from Control. And Norman Reedus as Sam Porter Bridges in Death Stranding.
Oh, he's got a hyphenated last name too, huh?
Yeah. Porter
Wow.
Bridges.
How modern.
Best independent game: Baba Is You.
Oh yeah.
Disco Elysium.
I never played that, but I was interested.
I
Yeah.
played it on your recommendation.
Yeah.
Disco Elysium, Katana Zero, Outer Wilds, not Outer Worlds, Outer Wilds, and Untitled Goose Game.
Does Outer Wilds forever have to come with an asterisk that says
Not the Outer Worlds.
not Outer Worlds?
Probably.
Hang on, I'm gonna refresh my memory. What is Outer Wilds?
The Outer Wilds is the space travel one where you play as.
Oh,
Yeah.
I played that for about 5 minutes
Yeah.
and said this game fucking blows.
See,
turned it off.
I loved Outer Wilds. I think I
Oh.
put like 30 hours into it.
Dan, to be fair, I think it was because I was just really bad at it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty bad
the
at it, too.
spaceship flying takes some getting used to.
Yeah, and I
'Cause
was not about to get used to it.
It's actual, like mostly actual like physics.
Yeah.
I had it gave me flashbacks to like Myst,
I could see that. Yeah.
you know, and
Yep.
I'm like, man, do I really want to spend the time to figure out what's going on here or no?
That's
No,
that's
like,
my
The whole
my biggest dilemma in any game.
yeah,
Yeah.
that game is one big mystery.
It just didn't click with me. I couldn't get into it.
Let's see. Best action game: Apex Legends, Astral Chain, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Devil May Cry 5, Gears 5, or Metro Exodus.
Devil May Cry was so good.
Yeah, that's one I
I
have to
hope
play.
that wins. That one, that was not on Game of the Year, right?
No, it was not. Well, a lot of people were upset about that. Too, by
Damn
the
well
way.
should have been. Game
Yeah.
was awesome.
Best action adventure: Borderlands 3, Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, and Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice.
All right.
Best fighting game: Dead or Alive 6, Jump Force, Mortal Kombat 11, Samurai Showdown, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I think we know what our pick for that one would be.
Yeah, the only one we played. Oh no, you guys played some of the other ones, didn't you?
I didn't. Will
Wait,
Will play Jump
which
Force?
category?
Best fighting game.
Oh. It's the only one I played.
Yeah.
Didn't somebody play? Did you say Mortal Kombat wasn't one? Didn't
Mortal
somebody play that?
Kombat 11.
I played the last one. I didn't play this one.
Best family game: Luigi's Mansion 3, Ring Fit Adventure, Super Mario Maker 2, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and Yoshi's Crafted World. All those were Nintendo games, so Nintendo's gonna win that one. Best strategy game: Age of Wonders, Planetfall, Anno 1800, Fire Emblem Three Houses, Total War: Three Kingdoms, Tropico 6, and Wargroove.
They should do awards by console, like best Nintendo game, best PlayStation game, best Xbox game.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be any good Xbox exclusives to pick from.
That's true.
Probably,
Well, Outer Worlds, right?
no.
Or that's on everything, isn't it?
Multi-plat, yeah.
Yeah.
Fresh indie game: Disco Elysium, Gris, My Friend Pedro, Outer Wilds, Slay the Spire, and Untitled Goose Game.
Slay the Spire is awesome. I think I played that on your recommendation, Corey.
Yeah.
Honestly, all those games are the ones that I haven't played are awesome. My friend Pedro is going to be on Game Pass in December, so I'm excited to try that.
What's that one about? Do you know?
That's the one. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's the one where the guy is doing crazy flips and shooting things with by.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
that's my friend Pedro. I don't know what it's about exactly, but Disco Elysium's one. Gris is one I wanted to play before the end of the year, but I don't know if I'm gonna get the chance.
Man, I was looking, Eric. I was looking at Xbox One exclusives from 2019, the best ones. I'm picking either between Halo 5 and Ashen.
Ugh.
That's all I'm seeing that I like.
From this year or last year?
Yeah, this year.
Did Halo 5
came out this year?
It's on GameSpot's Best of 2019.
Did it come out late last year, maybe? Is that why?
Maybe.
I don't feel like that was this year.
Will would know.
Will's ready.
Oh, okay. I can add him in. He'll know.
Well, it says 2015.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
Maybe they're counting it because it re-released on Game Pass or something? I don't know.
That's strange.
Ashen didn't come out this year either, did it?
Will, hang up. You're buzzing again or squeaking again. Every freaking time.
Silly Will. No, I don't think Ashen was this year either, Corey.
What are you doing to me, GameStop?
Does this work or?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, I'm not in the mood to begin with, so if my mic wasn't working,
Because of the Maple Leafs.
I'm tired of them. I'm tired of work, tired of everything.
We were shitting
join the
on them
club
before you got here.
Join the club, Will. This is the.
I was hoping you were going to be ranty
We're
today,
all
Corey,
pretty
'cause
grumpy.
I'm ranty.
I don't have much to rant about. I wish I did.
Halo did not come out this year, by the way. Spot is dumb for that.
When did Ori and the Blind Forest come out?
That came out a long time ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
This article, it says updated December 2019.
Does
The
that
best
matter?
Xbox One exclusive games.
Okay, but
That's
it's not.
just overall, though. That's
Yeah.
overall.
Oh, through time. I'm okay.
Come on, Corey. Come on.
Reading comprehension, Corey.
You're the writer.
Be the weekend.
Yeah. Corey, you're probably the best English subject guy in the room here.
I can.
Well,
I
I was
read it
also-
like a 4th grade level.
I was also a film student, and I can't follow any movie ever without asking for Sophie's help. So
That's true.
God bless you.
Sophie, who will be on her phone during it, will know the plot while you're
She
intently
will.
paying attention.
I'm like staring at the screen trying to figure everything out.
That's me too, but that's only because I'm looking at my phone the entire movie.
Sophie won't even look up, and she'll know every character and what their motivations are. And
Anywho,
I'm still trying to look up exclusives from this year.
yeah.
Gears 5.
Oh yeah, Gears 5 came out this year.
That would probably be the winner. I would
probably
think.
the
Heavy
best
hitter.
one.
Sick.
Oh yeah. fresh ideas.
Um,
It's like it's a loaf of stale bread is what it is.
Will,
I
we were
don't
just
think-
going over the Game Awards nominees.
What a travesty some of those were.
Well, how about no love for Devil May Cry 5 for Game of the Year, huh?
Ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
Control is in there. Give me a break.
Well, from what I've heard, Control's pretty great.
That game sucks.
I was more surprised to see Death Stranding in there, which is apparently a game about you being a pack mule.
You know what? I'm very tired of Death Stranding. I'm tired of any love that it gets because that game looks so boring.
I'm
and
with you,
such
Will.
such a chore to play it. Like, who wants to balance the UPS guy while you're climbing a hill? Like,
Dan does.
that sounds so. Really, Dan?
We talked about it before, but I'm weirdly intrigued by it, and I can't even put my finger on what it is
Like,
that's
It's a
drawing
I'll
me.
tell you, let's take our misery out on Death Stranding.
I've hated that game since it was announced. To be fair, so
Well, I was excited for it because I loved Metal Gear 5, but it sounds like Death Stranding is not
No,
Metal Gear 5.
no, it is not.
no. And someone at work is trying to tell me how good it is, and I'm just like, shut up.
Yeah.
Play Pokemon like a real man.
Well, I'm not gonna.
Pokemans.
It's definitely better than Pokemon. I mean, there's no really.
how do I look up all the reviews? I want to look up a real negative review for Death Stranding.
Open
I,
Critic.
Go to our friends over at Open Critic, and they have them all there.
Yep.
I don't know how
IGN
to.
gave it a 6.
Oh, view all 123 reviews.
IGN gave it a 6.
Yeah.
Corey, am I correct in saying they're mostly like 8-ish, but with a few outliers?
I thought
Yeah.
they were like
High
6s
sevens and 8s.
No, it's sitting at an 83 right now.
Okay.
Here's one for has 3 out of 10 from Leo Stevenson at Power Up. Death Stranding is not entertaining. As such, it fails as a video game. It fails as a narrative, and it fails overall.
My man Leo. On point there.
Death Stranding is so bad, I don't really know where to begin.
Our friends at Easy Allies gave it an 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That seems to be typical for that game.
I mean,
Yes.
if I
Oh.
ever get back into the PlayStation stratosphere, I'll definitely play it.
Yeah, morbid curiosity. Here's a good line. So we've established that it looks and sounds great and performs perfectly, but what do you do in Death Stranding? Very little worth mentioning.
Yeah.
Part walking simulator, part open world exploration, part third person shooter. Death Stranding is the most boring, mind-numbingly torturous game I've ever played.
High praise.
Yeah, and then you have Kojima being like, "Oh, Americans weren't gonna get it." Like, shut up!
Yeah,
What a
That's not-
blowhard comment to make.
Wait, I'm sorry. He said Americans weren't going to get it. Is that what he said?
He said
Yeah,
something along those lines.
Something along the lines of it's not their type of game, I guess.
Well,
But I'm
because it
taking
sucks.
it to the 10th degree. Like, he said we're dumb.
That's what I heard when you said that, Will.
Yeah, exactly.
well, I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to stand up for Kojima here, but there is. I
I
mean,
mean, it's right.
it's the same. Yeah, it's the same reason why like anime doesn't click with Americans very much. You know,
It's
it's just it's a
niche.
cultural difference in how we consume and appreciate our media. I don't know. It's just different. It's a different world.
Because it doesn't have car chases and explosions. It's not going to appeal to Americans.
Yeah, and the I imagine the story is very science fiction and kind of out there and requires a level of thought that most of us aren't willing to.
They don't teach science in our schools.
Yeah.
I mean, but is it so much fun trying to like walk up a hill and using the controls to balance cargo on your back?
Well,
like,
well,
no,
there's
That's
only
what a good portion of it is.
there's only
Yes.
one way to find out.
by playing it.
I didn't
Yep.
know that until tonight. I didn't know that was like.
Yeah, you're
The
pack
gist
mule
of
for
the
most
game.
of the game,
Yeah,
from what I gather.
and there's a baby. Oh, it's so deep.
Well, what does the baby mean? Like, why do you get a baby? Like, that's what I wanna
Honestly,
know.
you know what? There's certain like Rockstar games are on my blacklist. Kojima games are now on my blacklist.
Oh no way! Metal Gear 5 is so good.
That's the only one I'll play.
Did you play Metal Gear 5, Will?
I played like an hour and loved it, and then never went back.
Okay.
That's me with just
It
about
happens.
every game.
Yeah, it happens.
This is great.
My
Never
list of
touch it
what's the one category
The
we
one
have?
that got away.
The one that got away is
Yes.
always my longest list.
I will be sending you guys either well, probably not tonight, but tomorrow I'll send you guys a list of the thummies of all the awards. So you can start compiling your lists.
Don't forget our new category. Most shocking revelation on the podcast.
Yes.
Is that a new category?
It's a new category
Yeah.
that I accidentally came up with.
Wait, let me get the exact
Most
list.
shocking revelation.
Most shocking podcast development.
That's what it was.
Like a bomb we've dropped on the podcast, or
Yeah, like Dan loving Fortnite, like is a shocking
yeah.
development.
Yeah,
That
because
was a shocking
who
development.
a year ago would ever have said, yeah, Dan's going to love Fortnite at some point? Nobody.
Me.
I could never have predicted that myself.
I definitely think that the winner is going to be that Will and I split Call of Duty, though.
that's a good one.
Sure.
Gosh, I'm gonna have
Should
to
we do
rack my
least
brain.
shocking development?
Thing most likely to happen every
The
single year.
thing everyone expected.
I even think you guys said after you bought it last year, they're like, yeah, well, we'll just go ahead on the record and say we're going to buy it.
We
next
did.
year's.
We did.
Well, and then we saw what the name of the game was going to be. We're like, that's so dumb.
Yeah.
Really ran out of ideas, and we bought it.
And it's great.
Yeah, it is great.
Anywho, let's get into our weeks. I don't think we have any more. Will, did you have nibble bits?
Oh no, not a thing.
Okay, that's fine. I had one nibble bit, and then we like I said, we talked about the Game Awards nominees. So the Game Awards are next Thursday. So if we do I would ideally like to not have our episode next Thursday. If we can do it another night, that's perfect. If we have to do it Thursday, that's fine. But for once, I would like to watch the Game Awards live, if possible.
I actually don't think I can do next Thursday.
Okay, yeah. Corey?
I definitely can't do next Friday.
Okay. Wednesday? Tuesday? I don't care what day. It doesn't matter.
We'll figure it out.
Pretty much every night's the same for me.
I think Wednesday works for me, but
So it'll be up to Will.
Damn.
I serve, but I get out early on Wednesdays because it's been slow. So
Okay.
probably make it work.
Okay. All right. Let's get into our weeks. Eric.
Me?
What's been up for you, man?
Oh, man. The only exciting thing I got going on is we're having another baby.
Hey.
yay!
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you. We had our second checkup yesterday. Everything's going swimmingly.
How far along?
14 or 15 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll know the gender at the end of January.
Okay.
January 24th. So,
Nice.
yeah, that's exciting. We're hoping for a girl.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say you're having a daughter. I know it.
I feel as though it's a boy. I don't have any reason to think that other than my current son, said baby brother the other day.
Oh, okay.
So, for no reason.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he knows we're having a baby. He says baby all the time now, and he has like this thing he plays with that he thinks is a baby.
Nice.
So, I don't know.
Kids
So,
are
yeah,
fun.
that's going on. The Bills are doing well. Got some big games coming up here. So I didn't realize this, but the NFL, for teams that are possibly going to have a playoff game, they put tickets on sale early. So they already are on sale, and the Bills, they're probably not going to get a home game, but there's a slight possibility, and they've already sold out.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
I was gonna
awesome.
say if you're trying to go, Eric, I might meet you
Oh,
for
no.
tailgating.
I'm going. If they had a home playoff game, I am going.
Yeah,
I already told my wife, I said,
sweet.
we're going to shell out some money if that happens because I'm going.
Oh yeah.
That's not even.
What kind of money are we talking? Because I am tempted. I
It
don't
would
have the fandom
be-
you have, but I would love to be a part of it.
I'd have to say it'd probably be between $500 and $1,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I probably would just join for the tailgating.
Yeah, I would probably be willing to part with $1,000 for that.
Damn.
It's been, since '94.
So,
A home playoff
home
game?
playoff game.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
That's wow.
They're not going to get a home playoff game though. So, It would be a miracle at this point.
Next year.
Yeah, maybe next year because the Patriots all of a sudden look like shit.
They
Alright.
really do.
Shit.
Yeah.
Finally.
So, yeah, so that's exciting. That's what I have going on. I don't really have too awful much else. Just, yeah.
Foosball. All right. Eric, one thing I wanted to ask you. So they play the Ravens this weekend. Obviously, they have to play the Patriots again, right?
Yeah. So they have the Ravens in Buffalo.
Okay.
And then they have the Steelers in Pittsburgh. That one got moved to Sunday night.
Oh, cool.
And then they have the Patriots in Foxborough. That one got moved to Saturday at 4:30.
Oh, freaking Saturday games.
Yeah, so they're doing a 1 o'clock, a 4:30, and an 8.
Okay.
So
Cool.
they're the 4:30 game. And then they close with the Jets in Buffalo.
Okay. Nice.
So if the only way they're going to get a home playoff game is if they win out and the Patriots lose against the Chiefs, which they could, but I don't see the Bills winning out.
Okay.
I mean, the only team I don't see them beating is the Ravens.
Yeah, but I still cannot pick them against the Patriots. I think they've beaten the Patriots 2 or 3 times in the last decade or 2 decades.
Is that game in Buffalo or in New England?
No, it's in New England.
Ugh, yeah, it's a tougher matchup. They have one of the longest winning streaks at home.
Yeah, it just doesn't
Look good.
doesn't set up well.
Yeah. Hey,
Of history. I
you
think they'll
never
beat
know.
the Steelers. I think they'll beat the Jets. I don't think they'll beat the Ravens or the Patriots. But
Okay.
I mean, it's a miracle if that Steelers team has as many wins as it does.
yeah, I mean, they're in their 3rd string quarterback.
Yeah, and he's better than Mason Rudolph.
Wow.
Rudolph is
Poor
terrible.
Rudolph took a helmet to the dome.
Hasn't
Yes,
been the
he
same since.
No. God, he's gun shy.
That's another bad division like the NFC East.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it for me.
All right. Will, what do you got for us?
Oh man, the Leafs suck. They've been disappointing. I ranted to you guys earlier today, so just Nathan McKinnon had to say he would take a discount to stay with Colorado.
I love that.
That literally put me in a bad mood at work, and that just tailspinned my rest of my shift. Was that? So that's been hard on me. I did get a new car over the weekend, which is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 2020 Volkswagen Tiguan. I went to McGuire in Ithaca. If you're in the area and you're listening and you're looking at cars, don't go to Matthews. Matthews is terrible. Quick story, me and my parents went. We were at Matthews for about 20 to 25 minutes, and nobody came to say anything to us. We literally were just wandering around the Volkswagen floor. Tons of employees around, just looking around, not doing anything, eating pizza, didn't come over. Blah, 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 blah. Eventually, a guy who was moving cars to his off lot for the dealership came in. He's like, oh, do you guys need help? So he ended up helping us. So I test drove a car, so on and so forth. But then it got to the point where he was being really pushy and annoying. He's trying to tell us that they had no more 2019s available. There was only that one car, which was a lie because he literally said about an hour earlier that they were moving 2019s to their off lot.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just being shiesty, so on and so forth. So we're like, nah, like we're going to go to McGuire. So we left. We went to McGuire in Ithaca. We were literally there for about less than a minute, and somebody came out to greet us and ask us if we needed any help. So right there, like that was totally different. Salesman wasn't pushy. Like he was really helpful, really awesome. And yeah, I ended up getting the 2020 for basically what I would be paying for the 2019 at Matthews. So was really happy with that, and I really love the car. Like driving a brand new car is something I've literally never experienced. So
The
Did
smell.
you get those? Did you get them to put new tires on there for it? Well, it's a new car, so I guess that doesn't really matter.
yeah, it literally had 100 miles when I got it.
That's awesome.
Was all that was on it. So
What kind of new age car site functionality does it have?
I don't know what's new and like what standard. Like I don't know. Like honestly, he ran through a lot of stuff with me, but I was in a hurry to get to Dan's daughter's birthday party, so like I was kind of half paying attention and trying to hurry it along. I don't know what this thing does.
You should. There's probably a YouTube video of someone walking you through all that stuff. You should watch.
I'm actually going to, because I know there's different like driving modes, like there's sport mode, snow mode, off-road mode, like a ton of different stuff like that. I don't know what it does to the car to make it perform.
Nothing.
Nothing
I think
mentally.
it's just fuel economy, right? And a little more power.
That stuff's all electronically controlled. Like, so if you're in off-road mode, the suspension probably lifts a little bit, so you have a little more ground clearance. If you're in sport mode, it might trigger a little more horsepower. At the cost of fuel consumption, it all does different things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. It's just like really cool. Like there's CarPlay with Apple, so literally I just plug my phone in and it displays my phone on the big like TV screen thing that's right there on the dash. So like I literally don't. I always worry because I change music while I drive, and like I'll change a song real quick, click the next button, and I'm always like, man, if a cop saw that, he would just immediately think I was texting and driving, even though I wasn't. So now it's just right there. So like I'm driving and I just press it right on the screen and it does it. I can get my messages. It'll read it to me. Like I was driving to Marlo's party, Dan, and I got a WhatsApp message from Johnny and Evan, and like the car read it to me with Mom in the car, and she's like, wow, like what a cool feature that is. So it's got stuff like that. The climate control stuff is cool. Heated seats, so like I can control one half of the car, what the climate's going to be. The other half, like they can control it. Just a lot of really cool things on it that are things that I've never had in a car. So all in my budget too, which I was pumped about.
That's nice.
Because I was worried. They're like, we have a 2020. Are you interested in that one? I'm like, for how much more? And it was not that much more. So I was like, yeah, all right, let's just do that. So,
yeah, can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, so that was a great experience. I actually have to write the reviews for Matthews and McGuire online because
that's crazy to me that you were at Matthews for that long and nobody came up to talk to you.
Honestly, well, we got to McGuire and the salesman came over. He was on lunch, by the way. He actually stopped eating his lunch to come out and help us. Like when we got further along into the process, he's like, all right, like we have to wait like 15 minutes for like them to do a bunch of stuff. So like, I'm going to go eat real quick. If you need anything, like I'll call, like, I'll be right over there. Just come get me. So like, he was awesome. But like, I told him, I'm like, honestly, like I'm a little put off by car dealerships right now, like right off the bat. And he's like, where'd you go? And I said, Matthews. And he goes, yeah, we get a lot of Matthews customers here. He said, we like them because they do the legwork. They help you find the car they want, and then they screw you out of actually getting it. So then they come here, and we just make it super easy for you to get cars.
Yeah, they already know what they want, so they go to there and buy it.
Exactly. So and then like after like I got further along, the person who did like my credit check came out, and he said, hey, like I gotta hear, like you went to Matthews earlier today, and I was like, yeah. He's like, how bad was it? So I was telling him about that, and then the whole like the GM of the whole thing came out to introduce himself to me, like congratulated me on getting the car and stuff like that. And if they needed anything, let them know, stuff like that. Just the little things like that was just so different compared to Matthews.
Well, it just sounds like they're better salesmen than the guys at Matthews.
I did notice one thing though. When you sit down, like when you're like doing the car buying process, they run through like a couple like papers for you, like, oh, this is how we do business, blah 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 blah. I did notice the Matthews salesmen were paid a flat rate. They weren't getting money off of commission, where the McGuire salesmen were.
Yeah.
So right there, I kind of was like, that's probably why. Because they were like, they could not have cared less that anybody was in there at Matthews. They were just eating their pizza and yucking it up in the corner. And I was
you're
like,
you're not going to get paid less.
Yeah. And I'm like, how is this okay? But yeah. I should have listened. My friend said go to McGuire right off the bat. I was just doing my due diligence as a consumer, going there first just to see. But he was right. Literally, just go to McGuire. It'll make everything so much easier on you. So that was the biggest thing of my week. Been enjoying that. I'm done at my serving job in approximately a week and a day. So that's going to be sad, but I'm looking forward to being that. And then like I'll be done at Wegmans at the 24th, and then I'm moving. So a lot of stuff coming up.
Wow.
Yeah.
When are you going to take your hot rod up here?
Growing right up.
Oh, man. That's a good question.
No time, huh?
Well, here's the thing. When I'm done at Dose on next Saturday, I'm literally leaving Binghamton that night as soon as I'm done and going to Connecticut with a bunch of stuff. So, like, when we go up after Christmas, we don't have to move very much.
Nice.
Because I just want to make it easier on I want to hang out in Norwalk. Like I don't want to like spend it all like stressfully moving
things. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's smart.
So me and a couple like Johnny's coming down that Saturday, and the person that he's working with, and then one of my friends is gonna leave with me to go up that night. So we're just gonna. It's only 3 hours, so I'll get there at like 12 at night.
Nice.
So I'm a night owl anyway, so it won't even matter.
Nice. I can't wait to come visit you and act like a bachelor.
The place that we got is pretty nice too. Pretty nice. I'm excited for it. So.
Who are you living with?
Evan and Johnny.
Do either of them drink beer?
Yeah. Johnny doesn't drink that much. Evan's more of a drinker.
Me and Evan will get trashed.
Hey, I'm coming too. You just let me know when.
Me, Eric, and Evan will get trashed.
We're gonna drink White Claws till we can't see straight.
We have decided that a house rule is any head-to-head decisions that we have to make where it's two people have to duke it out in Smash Brothers first.
Oh, I like that.
I like that.
I like your chances there.
Evan's pretty good. Johnny doesn't play as much as us, so he's a little out of practice, but Evan plays a lot and is pretty good. So I know Evan and I are going to have blowouts over Smash Brothers, but we've known each other for so long that we'll get over it. So, but yeah, that's really it for my week.
Nice. Okay. Corey, what do you got?
Not much, Dan. I've just been my life's pretty boring. I realize more and more. I don't know. I go to work, I come home, I read a chapter in both of my books. I watch an episode of all my programs. Then I'll do my chores, take care of the dog, make dinner kind of thing. Sophie comes home, we eat, we watch a program we both like, and then we go to bed. And that's my life. And
yeah,
I mean, I'm happy with it. I'm not complaining, but there's just not much to talk about.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as you, Corey.
So funny.
I pretty much spend my entire day making food and cleaning, and then after the kids go to bed, I come down here and play video games for a little bit, and then upstairs to watch The Office, and then bed. It's about my day.
Corey, my nights sound, eerily similar. I said to my wife tonight before the podcast started, I go, my life's pretty stupid, isn't it?
It's really stupid.
What the fuck are we doing here?
I need purpose. I don't know. Like, I know you're supposed to make your own purpose, but I'm just like,
I'm too lazy to do that.
Yeah, I'm good with this balance I've struck. But at the same rate, I'm not. I don't know what's going on.
There's got to be some middle ground here.
Well, what happens is you have an inner conflict, and then you're just like, I'll worry about it later, and then you don't.
Yeah.
Put off your inner conflict.
Exactly.
You know what? I'll
Save
just maintain.
Save it for tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll maintain stasis, and then this weekend I'm really gonna get everything together and get everything figured out.
Oh, my wife always tells me that my favorite day is tomorrow because that's when I tell her I'm going to do everything.
Yep.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I don't know, Dan. I don't really have much fun things to share.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have anything either. I don't know.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, just quickly. I do recommend the Castlevania series on Netflix.
I've heard good things about that.
I watched the first season when it came out and was just kind of so-so on it, but I'm really enjoying the second season, and they've announced a third season. And I think it's coming relatively soon. So I do recommend that if you're the least bit. I think it's a really good example of. I think it's made in the West. I should have looked this up, but I was gonna say of what a good like Western animated series can be.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, I did want to say, I don't think I talked about this last week, but I did watch the first episode of The Mandalorian.
Yes.
And I really, really liked it. Just waiting for a good time to start watching the rest of them. Because The Witcher is coming out in a couple weeks, so I want to watch that as soon as it comes out.
I was wondering when that came out.
Yeah.
And then now, are they releasing that as all at once, or what are they doing?
I think so. That's how Netflix usually does it, so
yeah,
it's a lot easier.
I actually don't mind
way.
the weekly.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't been able to keep up on The Mandalorian anyway, so I'm only one episode in anyway.
Man.
The fifth one comes out tomorrow, I believe.
Yes.
So I'll be 4 episodes behind then.
How many episodes is there, do you know?
Is there going to be 10?
I think 10. It's either 8 or 10. It's not many.
Which I like.
But it'll get renewed, and
oh god,
people love it.
Yeah, I really, really liked the first episode. Obviously, the the ending is a bit mind blowing. If you haven't seen it, it's good stuff.
Mm.
God, I feel like there was. Oh, Corey, I did check, and Solo and The Last Jedi are still on Netflix. So ideally, I would like to catch those before they come off of Netflix. But although probably when they go off of Netflix, they'll go right to Disney Plus. So
Just let me know. I'll give you as long as you can have multiple people watching, I'll give you my Disney Plus login. I don't care.
Oh, no,
You
we
can.
have Disney
I share
Plus.
it with somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're paying for Disney Plus.
Oh, you are?
Of course.
Then why would you say they're still on Netflix? So I'll have to watch them.
Before they go off of Netflix, but after they go off of Netflix, I was saying they'll probably go right to Disney Plus, so I won't have to worry about it.
Oh yeah.
Do you have Hulu?
No, don't have Hulu.
I was gonna say, because what I'm doing, you guys should think about. I split it for a year with my friend. We did the package that has Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus,
Oh yeah,
and I think it's what $7 a month for the base.
yeah,
But if you split that one, it's like $6 a month.
that's not bad at all for all that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
It's pretty sweet.
I'll have to look into it. Yeah, that's all I have. So, I guess we can move on to what we played. We'll start with the Halo Reach Master Chief Collection on PC. I was really excited, and I've been waiting for this for a long time. So I did a couple multiplayer matches first because I got it like loaded during the day because they didn't have preload, unfortunately. So I had to wait until it actually launched at 1 p.m. whatever day it was. Was it Thursday? So I had it installed, and then I brought my twins down here, and I played a couple multiplayer matches. And boy, was I garbage at multiplayer in Halo.
People are really good already.
People are really good already. I feel like a lot of it is people that played the beta.
Oh, yeah.
The whatever the things. But my muscle memory and my multiplayer shooter stuff is all Fortnite right now, and it is not the same at all. The first thing I noticed was how confined the maps were, which I didn't remember from before. But when you're comparing it to Fortnite, which is obviously huge and open, it's quite claustrophobic. So it took me quite a while. Well, I'm still not used to it, but the when they run in and bash you after they've been shooting you, they got me countless times with that. So, but it also made me think, Corey, and you brought up a good point about the Halo maps. I feel like the Halo maps, well, you said this, and I agreed, and I think Eric agreed too, that the Halo maps are a little bit over-engineered.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Yeah.
I kind of agree with after having played it, again for the first time. And I haven't played Halo in, I don't know, Halo 4 maybe was the last one I played.
Well, especially going from Fortnite which is to me is the opposite.
Yeah, well, like you said, you like a more natural design map, and
Yeah.
Fortnite it's natural. It's there's a town and a city, and there's a bunch of different things, and it's all natural.
Yep.
And then obviously it's all also wide open, because one of the ways I most effectively get people is if I see someone off in the distance, I sneak around and try to figure out the best way to combat them. There's none of that in Halo. It's just boom, 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 boom. You're getting shot. You don't know where from. You're dead. It's. I eventually kind of got the hang of it, but then I went into the campaign, and I did the campaign on Legendary, which is awesome. I really missed that. It was probably it's either my favorite or second favorite Halo campaign. So I did the entire first mission on Legendary, which was awesome, which I did a lot better in because there's more open spaces.
Mm-hmm.
So, Will, what did you think about Halo on PC?
I love it so far.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it feels so right to play it on PC.
Yeah.
So I've been playing. I've done a couple team slayer, team deathmatch kind of games, and first thing I forgot about was like how you can do the different skill abilities they have.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. So I've been using the active camo.
Uh-huh.
So that is fun because I have to play slow. I can't rush in that game because otherwise I'm just gonna get killed.
Yeah.
Because everyone's way better than me, so I kind of have to use trickery to kind of get an advantage.
Uh-huh.
So that's kind of how I've been playing it so far. But man, I love it. It makes me forget how good Halo Reach is.
Yeah.
As a game, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the games being being released and all that, and being able to play Halo 3 again. Like I miss
Yeah.
playing Halo 3 a lot.
Halo 3 was my favorite online of all of them, so that's the one
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
most looking forward to playing online.
Same here.
I'll definitely do some more Halo Reach online, but I'm primarily going to play the campaign. As I said, I'm playing it on Legendary, so I plan on finishing it on Legendary over the course of the next couple weeks, probably. But yeah, it's awesome. It also runs really well. I believe the specs. I think the recommended is even like a GTX 660 and like an old gen processor, so it should run on a lot of different things. One of my friends had it running on his like monster machine with ultra wide unlocked frame rate and all that stuff, and it I guess it looked really good on his machine. So it runs on a variety of different things, which is good too. So
Cool.
Yeah, so that's that. I
When's
believe
Halo 6 come out?
it's Halo Infinite, and I think it's launched for
yeah.
Scarlet,
That's right.
God.
which they should do. If Xbox and PS4 learned anything from the launch of their last systems, is they need to have a big first party title to launch with. Because I feel like when I had my PS4, nothing came out for like a year after it came out.
Yeah, wasn't it Infamous was the big?
Infamous was the big, the
Oof.
quote unquote big release game.
Yeah, that was.
I think Bloodborne was like a year. That was the first like really big one. Oh no, it was Infamous, and what was that shooter? That sci-fi shooter.
Perfect Dark.
No. Resistance?
Brute Force.
Yes, maybe. No. Oh, I know what you're talking about, Dan.
What the hell was it?
Shit.
Obviously, it was forgettable because I cannot.
Starts with a P, right?
It's a series, right?
Mm-hmm.
Prey.
It is a series. No,
No.
I'm not going to come up with the name of it.
Shit, I'm not either, but I know exactly
I'll
what you're
search
talking
it.
about.
I'll
Wait,
search it.
what? Run the what's it again? Sorry,
The sci-fi shooter that came out on launch for the PS4.
Killzone.
Killzone.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
Killzone.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Will.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very average. And I think Bloodborne didn't come out till like a year and a half after the PlayStation came out. To me, that was the best
Probably
first
the best
exclusive.
PS4 game overall.
Probably-
Oh, well.
It's up there.
Either that or Last of Us.
Yeah. I mean, flip a coin for that one, right? I mean, it
Yeah.
could be either one of those. Okay. Do you guys have anything you want to talk about for what you played?
I do.
Yeah, Pokemon.
I beat Pokemon.
Hey.
Hey.
I also beat Outer Worlds.
Hey.
Oh, man.
I've got to
Look at
revisit
you.
Outer Worlds before it gets
too.
too long since I last played it.
I think I'm
What?
at that point.
What do we want to
Me
hear
too.
about first?
Outer Worlds.
Wasn't worth it. Oh,
Outer Worlds first?
Yeah, Outer Worlds.
Okay.
Definitely Pokemon. I think it's changed a lot.
So Pokemon, I really like Pokemon. I really had a good time with that game. Again, I have a lot of issues with it, but at the end of the day, it's Pokemon. It's still a fun game. I think the hate that it gets, while can be warranted, is a little bit too. The Pokemon fan base is a bunch of babies. Is kind of what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I get there's some things that can definitely be better, but I still enjoyed it. I'm pretty much now breeding Pokemon like a madman.
Oh, yeah. I just started doing that. I just got to the point where I could do that. So.
It's the way to go because now, like, I actually breeded my shiny Eevee that I was looking for. On my second egg, it just popped. It was the shiny Eevee that I wanted so bad. I was like, oh, sweet. So I've got my shiny Umbreon, and I'm pretty stoked on that, actually.
I keep seeing on Twitter. You guys laugh, but I keep
This is
seeing on
amazing.
Twitter the people that have they're like, oh yeah, it took 110 eggs hatching for me to get my first shiny. And,
Yeah,
like people
took me-
are doing that much grinding.
We got
in
the
Pokemon.
2-egg shiny.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, 2 eggs, and I popped my
Fair
shiny
eggs.
Eevee. Which is pretty good luck, honestly, because
is.
the chances are like 1 in 6,000, I want to say.
The 2-egg shiny sounds like it should be like some
In the
sort of
Kama
slang
Sutra?
for some sexual.
I was
I got
thinking
the old 2-egg shiny, huh, Will?
I was thinking like a metal band name.
No,
2-egg
that's definitely a
shiny?
sex move.
Sex move.
So my new pickup line with the ladies is that I'm a Pokemon breeder now.
Nice.
Ooh.
I think you got to work in the 2-egg shiny in there somehow.
I've actually been wording it that I'm an animal breeder now.
There you go.
And if it gets into more details, I say pocket monsters.
Just keep
Perfect.
keep some pictures of some of the the Pokemon that you've bred on your phone. So you say, "Oh, you want to see some of the ones that I've bred?"
With the different,
Yeah.
varying nicknames.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's an SNL skit that is just like dying to be
Gold.
made.
We have too many good ideas on here.
Hey, lady.
Much better than the SNL skits they're putting out now.
I haven't seen it. I watched one SNL in the past couple years, and they actually did have a good one. It was a video game one too. It was the one with Kit Harington on it, and him and someone else were NPCs in a virtual reality game.
Oh yeah,
And it was really good. It was really good. They were having like a tiff, and the guy that playing the game just wanted to go out and shoot zombies, but they kept like taking him into the back room and like being like, I don't know what that guy's problem is, and it was so well done.
Yeah, it was really well done.
But it looked actually like an actual video game too. It looked like like The Division or something like that.
Didn't they put like hands in front of the screen too, or am I thinking of something else?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think it was that in depth.
That's great.
Yeah. But overall,
Pokemon's-
Pokemon's great, Dan. How far are you?
I just got to Hulberry. I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm just about to do the gym leader Nessa.
Fighting Nessa.
Yep. So I'm
Make
still
sure you have your grass.
Still. Oh yeah, I've got grass and I've got lightning.
Yeah.
Ready.
Let me guess, you got Yamper?
Yamper's already evolved into a Bolthound.
You
Or
fiend.
Boltund.
You fiend.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, again, I really like it. I enjoyed it. Took me about 50 hours to do the whole main story and
Okay.
stuff like that. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
To Outer Worlds now.
Okay.
I beat it. It took me about 20 hours to beat it. How far is
Well, that's
everybody?
fast.
Yeah, I got to the point where I was like, all right, I can do more side stuff and spend another 15 hours in this game and then go beat it. I was like, or I'll beat it now and just come back to it when I have more time, because we're doing our Thummies episode a little earlier than usual. And I have some other things that I wanted to play. So I was like, I'll just beat it now and get it out of the way. Come back to it later. But
Well,
how
I
far
haven't
is
played
everybody?
since the podcast?
I'm about halfway through, I think.
Okay.
I also have not played since the podcast, but I think I'm pretty close to the end.
I'm only a few hours.
Do you get to Byzantium?
Yes, I'm on
Right.
Byzantium right now.
Yeah, so you're there pretty much.
Okay.
That game's fantastic. I really do enjoy it. I know it came off that I was not enjoying it that much ish, but I actually did have a really good time with it. It does the dialogue stuff so well. And I keep reiterating that, like, at the end of the game, just like how your character was interacting with the main bad guy that I decided to choose as the main bad guy was just hilarious. Some of the dialogue choices and stuff like that, and being able to talk my way out of killing specific people sometimes was amazing. I just love that aspect of the game, and that's like not in Fallout games anymore, really. Like,
Yeah.
you don't really get to do the dialogue stuff to like talk someone down or use your high medical thing to be able to give people information, or use your science skill or perception to be able to like pick out different things that they say to like target on that to get around whatever speech part you're in.
Yeah. I think part of that comes from the game being smaller, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I think the problem with Fallout was that it got to be too big, and like they couldn't do that for all the NPCs that were in the game, so a lot of them were just kind of dead, you know. Whereas Outer Worlds is more focused.
You can only procedurally generate so many things, and what you're describing is not one of them.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and that's where the game shines. Again, like the combat isn't terrible. It's not great, but it's good enough that I enjoyed it. Honestly, I got to the point where Sam was just killing literally everything in my path for me.
Nice.
I really didn't have to do too much when he was out there, so I pretty much just used him, and had him spitting cleaning facts at me while he was killing everybody too. It was
Nice.
something that I loved.
While he was murdering people in cold robot blood.
Yeah, there is a great. For those who've played it, Pavarti gets a love interest a little bit in the game, and she's spilling her guts to me, like about all of that, and Sam just chimes in with, "Need disinfectant? Call the Sam model. We have strong cleaning products," like stuff like that, just like in the middle of the conversation, just like chimes in with that. Like, I just love that about him. That's why he's my favorite character in the game, just because it's just like insane, like how he chimes in the middle of these intense moments with all of that. But I really do like the game. I do want to give it another play and kind of see where I can deviate from my choices. I kind of know one big moment in the game where you can deviate, but just like some of the smaller stuff. And at the end of the game, I really liked it when you beat it. There's a narration over like all of the different characters, the different factions that you met, and like kind of what happens with them. And I really liked that. I think it was really well done, and it wasn't like bad like it was in Fallout 3, where it was like, oh, war never changes, and it just kind of ends and you're dead. And this one, like, it kind of gives you a pretty good detailed rundown of everything of what kind of happened with the different factions and different characters that you had met and stuff like that. So I really, really liked that part. It was actually really cool to see, and they kind of left the door open for another Outer Worlds too. So big fan of that game. Good game for sure.
Nice.
I did start Outer Wilds. Kind of screwed up there. I didn't know where I was supposed to go next, so I went to this like one planet where there was a lot of water and a tornado, and I crashed my ship and I didn't know how to fix it, and I had to quit the game and restart.
No, just keep playing it.
Wait, there's ways that you can get out of it?
Yeah.
Oh,
How?
well, you missed the crux of the game.
Yeah.
Is that the right word? Crux.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I've
crux.
only
I think you
played,
did the right thing, Will.
I only played an hour or like 30 minutes. What did
it's
I
not,
miss?
Not quite enough.
I was supposed to go to the moon. I
You
didn't
can go
know where
wherever you can kind of go wherever you want. I mean, there's a rough order that you can go in to unlock things, but you kind of just traverse wherever you want to go.
because the guy was like, "Go to the moon, blah
Yeah.
blah blah. Be happy to see you." So I was gonna go there, but I didn't know the name of the moon, and I saw this one planet with a water.
Yeah.
Planet. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Let's go
no,
there. And
I feel like if you go to the moon first, it helps you like learn some of the controls of the game a little bit better.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what I'm doing.
Landing is Jake says he couldn't figure out how to land. It's tricky at first. You really have to use the thrusters the right way in landing, and you've got a soft land. I ended up getting quite good at it. Eventually, I could land on little pieces of land jutting out from the crumbling planet and all that stuff. But it does take some getting used to, definitely.
So I'm gonna have to return to this then.
You don't have to.
No,
I loved. I'm the only one that liked it so far. So.
I liked what I played.
Yeah.
This is helping with my space fascination right now.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, because there is that. Because you have to match momentum with things that you're trying to land on. Like,
Yes.
so when you get close to a planet, you have to match the speed of it, and then you can move closer to it, but slowly. And then as you get closer to the gravity of the planet, you got to rotate your ship so that it lands like the right way.
Yeah.
I love that about it because
This sounds like a chore.
well, as I said, after a few tries, you kind of get the hang of it, and it's not as big of a deal.
Interesting.
Sounds like lugging stuff up hills on my back.
It's a little bit like that.
Not even in the same breath.
But it's you know, it's all science based. That's how it would be, like landing a moon lander or something like that.
Okay, so I'm gonna definitely give it another go. I wasn't put off by it. I just had no idea what I was supposed to do on this planet. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay. I tried swimming towards the tornado and I just couldn't get there.
My first experience with the game was exactly the same as yours, Will. I didn't play it for long enough, and I'm just like, I don't get this. I did pick it up and then still didn't really care for it, even once I figured out what was going on. But yeah,
Okay.
definitely at least play a little bit more.
I know Shariah and Kotaku was like saying how good it was and stuff like that earlier in the year. So I do want to give it a go, and it's not that long, I don't think. So
It depends on how quickly you figure out the game's mysteries.
Oh no, like I'm bad at puzzle stuff. So
You could probably look stuff up and expedite a little bit. Once you experience the game a little bit, then maybe look some stuff up, and then that'll guide you to victory.
okay.
But it's coming to PC Game Pass. I'm actually hoping it's crossplay. If it runs better on my computer, I'll play it there. Then if it runs, then it ran on my Xbox, I guess.
You didn't beat it, Dan?
No, I probably played about 30 hours, but a lot of it was screwing
What?
around. A lot of it was screwing around because I enjoyed the sciencey aspects of it.
Good lord, I didn't know. Wow. Okay, I thought this game was like 10 hours long.
It can be if you figure stuff out, but as I said, I spent a lot of time screwing around.
Okay, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And the final thing that I'm playing is Pokemon Platinum, but I already talked Pokemon, so
Pokemon Platinum.
I'm not gonna torture Eric and Corey.
Though I just had one quick thing to add about Pokemon. I think the thing that I like most about it so far is how freaking many Pokemon there are. There's a lot, like a lot.
But Dan, there's not 870.
I know that would have been too many. I think they got
I
the
know.
the right number.
I think I figured out what Nintendo's doing. It can be evil depending on how you look at it. They're doing a Generation 4 remake, which is my favorite generation.
Uh-huh.
There is quite an obvious absence of a lot of Generation 4 Pokemon. The real big names are in there for the most part, but there's a lot of omissions. They're going to fill in the decks with the Generation 4 Pokemon with the Generation 4 remake that comes out, and that'll fill all the Gen 4 Pokemon, and then a lot of the other Pokemon that are absent from Sword and Shield from the other gens will probably be in that too, because that game spawns 3 generations before it.
Yeah.
So they'll be in there, and then I'm predicting a third game, like a Sword and Shield. Like a lot of how they do it is like Platinum's the third game of Diamond and Pearl, Emerald is the
or
third
Yellow.
game, or Yellow or Crystal. I bet they'll do a third game for Sword and Shield, and it'll have everything, and you'll be able to trade everything into it.
Yeah.
That's what I think they're gonna do.
Yeah. I also feel like the rating is a more important aspect of the game than a lot of people give it credit for.
Yeah, I never get matched up with people online when I try to raid, so I can't really do too many. It's hard
do it
with the PCs.
If you choose not to add people, it'll add NPCs. That's what I do.
They're terrible.
Are they?
Okay. Yeah, they never help me.
Yeah.
They'll be like, "Oh, we'll use a Magikarp against this like lightning Pokemon." So it's just like, "Oh, okay."
Sure. Yeah, I've only done the easy raids, so I can't comment on the harder ones.
One of the Pokemon that you can get for a teammate has no attacking moves.
Yep.
It's all buffs and debuffs, but they don't really help against a Dynamax Pokemon.
Makes sense.
What a game. That's going to be my game of the year.
Game of the year, we're calling it right now. Me and Will are stuffing the ballot box.
Oh, this reminds me. I played a little Fire Emblem too.
Oh, cool.
That game's fantastic.
Yes, it is. All right. Anything else?
Nah.
Will or Corey, did you play anything else?
Just quickly, I played Stretchers.
Oh, yeah.
On Switch.
Yep.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
If you're into physics games, it's what's the most popular one that people like? Surgeon Simulator, maybe.
Physics.
Physics based. This one not quite so much. Because all you're doing is like moving patients around. But you're 2 people. It's a co-op game. I guess you could play it single player. I don't know, but I've been playing it co-op, and you just run around, and the art style is similar to like a Fortnite, but you get in a car in your little ambulance and do quests throughout the game world, and you're just helping people who are what they call dizzied, and they're just people who are dizzy and they need help. I don't really understand the story, and it's irrelevant to the gameplay, but yeah, it's you work with somebody else, you move a stretcher, you got to slide it under people to like pick them up and move them to the back of the ambulance, but obviously there's all sorts of mayhem that goes along with that, obstacles and fun things like that. Like there's a really fat person that you need 2 people to pick up, so one person picks up the arms, the other picks up the legs, stuff like that. There's like treasure chests that you shouldn't be getting because you're an EMT, but they give you a nice reward if you get them, so it's kind of funny to run past all the patients and just pick up the treasure chest and put that in the back of the ambulance instead of the patient. But if you get a chance, I think it's relatively inexpensive and is a lot of fun to play with another person. So
yeah, I've heard good things about that game actually.
Yeah, and then there's another one I actually tried briefly today called Heave something. Heave Ho, I don't really remember, but do you guys ever remember that game Mount Your Friends?
Oh yeah.
Did I ever have you played that?
Never played it.
Yeah, it's similar to that where you're going from A to B, and all you control is your little guy who has 2 arms, and one trigger is one hand and the other trigger is the other hand, and all you can do is swing yourself and grab things. So you gotta, use the joystick to swing yourself in one direction and then press the button at the right point to grab something. But because there's 2 of you, you're like always accidentally grabbing each other and just like throwing each other off ledges. And some of the levels have a coin, and the goal is to bring the coin to the goal, which is also really difficult. And it's really funny because the guys just like grunt and make noises, like weird kind of sexual noises. So you're just like rolling around with each other, grabbing each other, and grunting, and like accidentally throwing each other off ledges, and like
Nice.
launching the coin into the air and losing it. And yeah, it's pretty fun.
Nice. That sounds good.
Oh, I
Okay.
couldn't even remember the name of the game, so I don't know. Heave something.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Heave ho. Must be heave ho. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else, Corey?
No.
All right. So let's get into feedback. We got a feedback from Idaho Jake, who says, "Hey guys, so I bought Star Wars Fallen Order, and I will have to say I'm loving it. It is Uncharted Dark Souls light with a great Star Wars story. Graphics are good, definitely meant to be played in 4K. My TV has 4K, but no UHD or HDR, so it still looks good. Now I have to convince my wife that we need a better TV. Combat is not as hard as Dark Souls, but still challenging. I'm about 10 hours in, and I only have 2 complaints. First, to climb, you have to press left trigger. You will fall. And second, first to climb, you have to press left trigger, or you'll fall. And the second, the Wookiees look like shitty hairballs. This is my game of the year. Thanks, guys, and have a great day." Do the Wookiees look like shitty hairballs?
Yeah, kind of. The Wookiees
Yeah.
just look like giant trees.
Okay.
I didn't think of that, but
They
yeah,
just look like trees standing there.
Okay. So not like a Wookiee.
It's not a great looking Wookiee.
Gotcha. Alright.
So I missed it. Do we like Fallen Order?
Yeah, but only because it's a Star
Only
Wars
because
game.
it's Star Wars. Yeah, that was the
Ah.
consensus.
Fair enough. Would somebody who doesn't like Star Wars like this game?
We said it's worth buying if you're a Star Wars fan. Otherwise, it's the worst Dark Souls ever made and the worst Tomb Raider ever.
I love that,
So
actually.
you take that for what it's worth. But we both like it.
yeah.
That answers everything.
I think that sums up pretty well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that tells me exactly what I need to know about it.
Yeah, and from what I gather,
You want your $30 back, Will?
that seems to be a fair assessment.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it and give it a go. I do enjoy Star Wars to an extent.
Yeah. No, it's good though. It's a good game.
All right, so Jake is the game winner.
Ooh.
So Will, you ready to do the game giveaway real quick, and then we'll call it a pod.
Let's do it.
Hopefully, we don't
random-
roll a lot of blanks this time.
Got 'em.
Oh, we will.
Dan, you got to get like a ball machine, and you can write the name of the games on a ball, and that'd be a little more fun
Yeah,
for the
Like
viewers.
the lottery.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. That requires effort, though.
But Dan, you've been putting in more effort than anybody.
I know.
Good effort on the
I don't
Instagram.
have any more effort to give.
Oh yeah, the other night, Dan, I was sitting on the couch, and Sophie's like, "Wow, Dan has a ton of Instagram followers."
Yeah.
Rated G.
I think I'm up to like 625.
Dang.
You just
You're
started
an
too.
influencer, Dan.
Yeah, I just started.
You haven't even shown off the bod yet.
I've only done 2 selfies too, or 1 selfie. I don't know.
How
You gotta
how
get
many
a side
followers?
pose and bump
What's
your
that?
butt out a little bit.
I could do that. I could show my game bod.
Yeah.
Yeah, those gams.
This is 30 years of gaming, right here. 30
Oh,
years of
man.
gaming love.
Great.
Hey, how many followers does Thumbstick Athletes have?
Like
On Instagram?
50.
Not
Yeah.
600.
Certainly not 600.
I think it's 55 or something like that.
Is Dan our best
One
hope to
for
get
every
famous
one for
now?
every year we've been doing the podcast.
Well, it started. Oh, Corey started it early on, and then we didn't touch it for like 6 years.
3 years.
That doesn't sound like us.
And then I just started putting stuff on it not that long ago.
So Dan's our best bet to get famous now.
I think so. Certainly sounds it.
I'm not doing jack shit except for showing up for podcast every now and again.
That's all you
Yep.
need to do.
I'm gonna ride Dan's coattails to fame.
Yeah.
I actually quite like Instagram thus far. I don't know
like
if
Instagram, too.
I've talked about it, but it's very positive for the most part, which you don't see a lot in gaming. There's a handful of jerkwads, but for the most part, they're shunned from stuff. So it's, if you go to the bigger stuff, like if Ninja posts something on his Instagram, obviously there's jerk bags that
Yeah.
say stuff, but for the most part, everyone's like supportive and positive, and it's kind of nice to see. Whereas that's not something you see in like, in my experience, the comment sections of like game articles or Reddit. Like it's a far more positive environment than anything like that. So
Well,
it's
I mean,
nice to see people like
Instagram.
things.
Instagram is where the cool people hang out, right?
Yeah.
Twitter is where the woke people hang out. Facebook is where the losers hang out.
It's fair.
Honestly, yeah, it's actually a really
The
good
essay
breakdown
cafe.
of everything.
TikTok is where the kids hang out.
Yeah, I can't bring myself to do TikTok.
I'm curious.
I have a TikTok.
Do you?
Oh, what
Do
do
you
you think?
use it, Will?
I don't. So one of my friends makes cooking videos on TikTok. This is like
Is this
thing.
somebody we know?
Yeah. Oh, but you know him. I don't know if you remember him.
What's his first name?
My friend Zach. Produce department. Tall Italian kid.
I'm sure if I saw him.
If you saw him, you'd. But he does random cooking videos on there from
Nice.
TikTok with music, and he's got like one video with like 300,000 views.
What?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. So he's like.
That's where all the young people are right now. Is
TikTok's
TikTok.
famous.
Yeah, TikTok's like the biggest social media thing.
Yeah, because I get spillovers from it occasionally on Instagram, and I'll see a few things.
I can't wait till Dan does TikTok.
I don't know. It's
Is it just like shooting videos? Oh.
it's more music based than other things. There's videos, but that like I don't know if you have to pair it with music.
No.
But yeah, it is more musical than the other stuff. So, all right.
The first number is 144, by the way.
44.
By blank.
Incredipede.
Ooh.
It's a great one. Classic.
Okay, so that's the first.
Next, Dan, is 33.
33 is Black Mesa.
This is disappointing so far.
No way. These are great games.
6.
6. The Banner Saga.
Nice.
26.
26 is up. Our first gone.
Yeah, there it is.
We had to have at least one, right?
I was expecting 3 or 4.
Corey, aren't you in charge of the list?
Please. I wouldn't be running this debacle.
This train wreck. Go ahead, Will.
134.
134 is Natural Selection 2.
And
They made a second one, huh?
Last one, yeah.
138.
138 is Fear 3. So let us know what you
Couple
want,
decent
Jake.
ones.
We have Incredipede, Black Mesa, The Banner Saga, Natural Selection 2, and Fear 3. Now I'll get that to you ASAP. Next week's episode, as I said, we're going to be talking about our individual like games of the decade, and then we're going to try and come to a consensus on the Thumbstick Athletes game of the decade, what game meant the most to us as a podcast for the decade. So that'll be our
Gone
next week's
Home.
episode. Gone Home. It'll definitely be Gone Home.
I swear to God, if we pick Life is Strange,
Don't worry, Eric. I'll tell you right off the bat, it's not going to make my top 3.
all right.
Maybe top 5.
Maybe.
Maybe-
Yeah, I was
maybe
going to say
top
top 5, and then I'm like,
For the 3,
well,
Jake.
I have to really look at that.
God. How embarrassing.
I can't wait to give it to a hipster game.
Yeah, Celeste. The only one we're going to settle on.
I could be on board with Celeste.
Celeste is brilliant and magical.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
So yeah, next week that'll be our episode next week. The week after that, we're gonna do the thummies. I'll try to keep people posted. That will probably be on Thursday. I believe it's the 19th. I kind of did a soft check with you guys to see if that was okay. So far it's okay, but we'll keep people posted on whether or not we actually have it on the 19th. Yeah, we're gonna do that episode early this year. Well, and Corey made a good point about this is right now is when people are kind of searching for that sort of stuff. So we always waited until the first, sometimes the second week in January, which I agree was kind of too late. So, yeah, so it'll be good to fit it in when everyone else is doing their Game of the Year stuff. So
Dan,
Yeah, yo.
Jake wants Fear 3.
Fear 3. Okay, you got it, Jake. I should be able to send it right after the episode.
I want to freak my kids out, he says.
Nothing wrong with that. I get it. All right, that's everything.
Just have him watch Josh Allen beat up on the Ravens this weekend. That'll freak him out.
There it is. Shots fired.
All right, that'll do it for episode 435 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
I'm Eric.
Will.
Corey.
Thanks for listening, and get out of my basement.